It's all good. So it's definitely kind of fun, but it was chilly and it was the first day we put the coats on the doggies before they could go outside.
Oh my goodness. Do they have to wear the booties does it get that cold on the
It
ground?
does. It does. We don't put it on until it's really cold. Like today it was 29 or 30 and
Okay.
snowing was not cold. I mean, cold like that. But when it's like the teens and below, yeah. I mean, then there's snow on the ground, ice in the ground, their paws will just get like a rock, like a brick of ice if you
Yeah.
don't put those booties on. Hmm.
Yeah. They always look so cute with their booties, and I know they hate them, but
They do look cute. They do look cute. No, it's super fun. And this is such an interesting time of year as it's like fall is happening and here we are into the full-blown holiday season, right? Call it the ramp between Thanksgiving into all of your, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, all the religious holidays and beyond as we kick off the New Year's. And what I find is for some reason everything is more scenty. Everything is more fragrant. Everybody wants it to smell like the holidays.
yeah, I mean, there's a big push for it, right? You suddenly walk into shopping places, grocery stores, anywhere around, you get the holiday pine smells, but the scents, it's a really strong push for that. And I think there's a mind thing that if you smell Christmassy, you're going to be more giving, which means you're going to purchase more. you know,
I think there's
just
something to
like
that.
there's a
Well,
science behind it.
the neuroscience behind it, I love that. But what's interesting is last week you were at a summit of about 200 women,
Yep.
lots of great questions. They were so interested in women's health and functional medicine and taking control of their health. But you had a few interesting questions that maybe we'll kind of let you kick off one that somebody asked you about, like
Yeah.
all the smells.
Yeah, the Marathon group company put on a women's summit, and everyone was just amazing. I can't speak more highly of just how everything was run, the engagement of everybody. It was really well done. And when I left time for Q&A, I did not leave enough time for Q&A because everyone came up with such great questions. But one of the ones that really stood out and was a young woman, so someone in her early 20s, right? Early late 20s was saying, are those smells, the candles, the air freshen scent things that you plug in, or are they really as bad for you as they say? And I kind of, did one of these, oh no, you're not using those, are you? Answer. But yeah, and it's short, they are really that bad for you. They're at you can actually maybe use the word toxic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I will just say here, everybody. So I was at a private client's house and I don't know, her kids or something were like, Mom, our house smells weird. So before I had ever got there, she had gone out and bought three, not one or two, but three of those plug-in fresheners from Bath, Bath and Bath and
Oh,
Body.
yeah.
Within moments of being there, my nose is running, my eyes are itching. I'm like, what in the world? And I said, I have to take these out of your house. I can't stay in your house. And she was like, they smell so good. And I'm like, it's not the smell. When you're used to living in a clean environment, I'm like, this is awful.
Yeah.
But she thought, and her husband believe that they're doing things well because they do listen to a lot of things I say because they want to be well. And I think going into the holidays and speaking of all these smells, it's like we're all trying to do the right thing and eating, beyond the holiday time, just eating right and exercising and being more mindful. But one of the things that will destroy all the stuff you're doing well is if you're bombarding your body with toxins.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's this holiday time we have to be so careful of because we think it smells great and it reminds us of the holidays of giving.
Exactly. And there's that big push. There's that big encouragement to increase the smells. I'm not sure where the psychology of that comes from, but those smells are chemical based, and we're heating them up, which makes them more potent than they really should be. So they count on you heating it up with plugging it in or a candle, and it heats up that chemical reaction so that they then explode in the air. And so we're breathing that in. It's getting on our skin. Our skin is the largest organ, so we're absorbing so much of it, inhaling so much of it. And it clings. It's designed to cling on to things so that the smell stays longer. So they're carefully designed to explode and stick. So if you imagine that, just because we can't see it, if we can smell it, it's happening, right?
It's
Um,
happening. And
yeah.
I'll piggyback on that with candles. So I was telling you about the Trader Joe's story. Well, you guys, this is like my husband is so cute. He's like, gets an A+ for this because he had to go to the dealership and it was like an hour away from where we live. So he was going to be up there, but he's like, oh, you were talking about wanting, you know, a couple pillows for the couch for the holidays or whatever. So after he went to Trader Joe's, he's like FaceTiming me. He goes, I could go to Home Goods for you. I go, wow, really? I can really go to Home Goods? Like, but I kind of need to be there. And he's like, well, I'll just FaceTime with you. I was like, that's so sweet. And so for a few of the things in the house, I was like, oh, I need a couple candles. He was like, oh, there's tons of candles. He started showing me. And I was like, no, 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 no. You have to read it. Does it say this? Does it? And he's like, no. And then some lady's like, can I help you? And he goes, my wife's looking for a non-toxic, non-this. And she goes, you're not going to find it here.
Just
So,
straight up.
and straight up, which
Thank
is
you
the
for the
truth.
honesty.
Yeah, and it is the truth. And so I was like, okay, you have to remember that, you know, sometimes you just give them up. Or you can use things like some essential oils, right? Which are really, really nice instead.
Absolutely. And there's so many good, clean essential oils out there. I use Elizabeth oils, but hers I know are very, very clean. She recommends a glass diffuser because we don't want to heat up plastic with our oils and then diffuse it out into the air because plastics are so toxic in and of themselves, right? So use a glass diffuser. It's amazing how it will fill the house with subtle tones without bombardment, without toxicity. It's the level of smell that you have. You want just that hint, but you don't want the toxicity. And essential oils, I would say, would be the best vehicle for that. But do your homework on which essential oils.
Absolutely. And the other thing that sometimes I'll do is on the stove, maybe I'll just chop up some lemons and oranges and rosemary and just stick it on the stove, or some apples and cinnamon, right? Cinnamon sticks, and sit it on the stove just to, you know, sometimes I don't know, maybe I've cooked and I want to get the cook smell out, or sometimes my dogs might have been wet and there's like wet dog smell in the house I want to try to get out, or sometimes it's just nice to enjoy, right?
Yeah, yeah. My mom would always do a vanilla and cinnamon stick with sometimes orange in it and rosemary, I think, as well. Um, but it smelled like she just baked cookies, so we'd all come in and go, "Ah, baked cookies." No, I just have the thing on the stove. But yeah, so there's so many ways to really enjoy the holidays and sort of uplift with that smell without having it cause health issues, brain issues, skin issues, respiratory issues, etc.
Yes. And so if you guys are thinking like, what are some steps to really, you know, start simple? One, just think, what can you currently eliminate that you have in your house? Maybe you have been using those other candles or plugins. Just eliminate them. I know you're like, I spent money on them. That's okay. You waste money on other things that are like way bigger than that. So it's
Yeah.
okay. Get rid of them. And the other thing that Heidi and I were talking about before we jumped on is, for some reason, everybody wants their towels, their sheets, their clothes to smell fresh. Like, clean means they have to smell to be clean. But somehow marketing has equated that fresh scent to
Yeah.
being clean.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could take that further. It could be in the shower, it can be whatever. But my big thing with laundry is, because I was out of friends and she's like, oh, I'll wash it for you. I didn't even think anything of it. I got home from the trip and I unpacked it, and my whole suitcase smelled like, I'll say whatever it was, whether it was Bounce or Downy or some fabric, right? I was like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't get it out of my clothes. Like it
Yeah.
probably took 10 times to wash it before it came out.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big tricks that I learned with ages ago with getting scents like that, you know, because we would travel as a bike racing team and people would generously do our laundry and come back and oh my gosh, you'd have the scent. But lay it out in the sun all day
Ah,
long. It will diffuse that smell big time. And also any stains that are on it. I use a product called Branch Basics. It's like oxygen. It's so great. I'll just put that on there, lay them in the sun. Stains are gone. It's the most amazing thing. Sun. I know it's out of fashion to hang your clothes out on a rack in the sun, right? On a drying line. But if you have a sunny day, I dare you to do it and see how fresh your towels smell.
oh my gosh. I love that idea. I mean, other than the dead of the winter, that might be really hard to
It
dry
might
your
be hot.
towels. But, I absolutely love that, and the thing is it's the heat, everyone. So just like when you're washing and drying, the heat of the hot water or the heat of the dryer takes that scent and bakes it into your clothes.
Yeah,
Then you wear it and you get hot and warm, so now it's leaching into your skin, and so you're like, "Oh, why do I feel a little stuffy today?" Or, "My skin is a little, like, itchy or rashier today." Those are the things that are triggers, and it's those small things over time of
yeah,
the little bit of toxic smell here, a little bit of this here makes an overload of your body, and now you're like, "Why am I not sleeping well? Why can't I lose weight?"
yeah,
Your body is fighting this constant bombardment, and that's why Heidi and I thought, "Oh my gosh, here we are rolling into the holidays. There's extra toxins that come upon us accidentally, really. It's not like we're purposely trying to, but the world is full of it right now. We want you guys to be aware of that.
yeah. And they're called endocrine disruptors. So our endocrine system, meaning our hormones, get disrupted. And so the more toxins we have in our body, the more interruption we have. So those hormones can't get onto the receptor site. They become ineligible or, kind of thing, for lack of a, less technical term. They just are unable to get to those receptors. And so we can have hormone shifts. We can say, oh gosh, I must be in perimenopause. I'm having hot flashes now, or I haven't had hot flashes forever, but now I'm suddenly over Christmas having hot flashes. Think about your environment. Think about what you're washing your clothes in. Think about toxicity levels. I love what Kellie said, a little bit over time, how much you filling that tank, a drop at a time. And when it starts to overflow, that's when we really get sick and that's when we have troubles.
And I think if you, again, we've talked so many times, but again, what people need to really realize in taking control of their own health is if you're concerned of your hormones and want to make sure they're optimized, which you should, it's important. If you're concerned about your weight management, because we know that weight is related to overall health, wellness, and metabolic health. So you should be just, overall concerned about it, right? Um, but you're struggling with hormones or weight. Chances are there could be foods, whether it's toxins, these endocrine disruptors. Is it layered? And that's the thing, is it's usually not the one thing you eliminate. It's the
Right.
little bit of layers of eliminating. Then we can get to work and improving the health of your hormones, improving the health, say, of your GLP-1 hormone, because now your body is this clean working machine.
Yeah. And it's phenomenal. So give it a clear path to work and it will work for you amazingly, no matter what your age, no matter what the hormone shift. But we have to do the things, right?
You have to do the thing. So if you've tried a regime that you know should work, like it's clinically proven, there's been science, and you're like, oh, it's not working for me. It's not, it's don't think it's not working. Think if it's not working for me, what am I doing or what am I exposed to? Or what is my environment like that I could shift and change and maybe now it will work for me.
Yeah.
Right? Don't just what they say, like throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Like don't just ditch the whole thing. Ask yourself, what are the things that might be interfering with my body's ability to receive this?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not that it's not working, it's my body's not ready. Why is it not ready? We have to keep asking that question. Where can we help the body work better?
And I love that because we're asking better questions. The easy thing, the excuse is to blame it on something else. Oh, this product doesn't work. This thing doesn't work. This food doesn't work. But that's really not the good detective question if you really want to optimize your health and feel better.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, we want you to enjoy the holidays. I like a good scent. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a good scent, but now I'm realizing, okay, ask the questions, read the ingredients, read the labels, make sure you're using some easy, less expensive things you already have in the house often, that you don't need to go buy more stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Get cleaner products. They're out there, do the homework, give it a try. You don't have to wash your clothes in scalding hot water. The research shows that it washes just as well in cold water as it does with warm water. So don't beat or bake it to where it explodes, the chemicals in whatever detergent you use for washing. Use a cold water, minimize that effect, and still get clean clothes. Put your clothes outside if you can, minimize the dryer time, etc. So there's ways around it, and they're all easy and doable.
Absolutely. All easy and doable. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love this, you guys. If you have any questions and you're like, what was the product that Heidi was talking about? She sprays on her clothes. What was the brand of essential oils? Search, we'll put as much as we can in the show notes for you guys, but reach out. We're here to answer. And if you want more collective time like this, that it's just like discussions and, oh, I haven't done that. And oh, that's the next thing for me. Oh, I really like that. I want to be in another environment to ask better questions for other like health-minded people. Starting the beginning of the year, which is just around the corner, ladies, is Heidi and I's brand new membership that we're launching called Restore. We want a place that you can reclaim your health, renew your health, revitalize your health with us together. Most people really, they want ways and alternative ways of seeking better health, but they don't have somebody near them. They don't have a practitioner they can seek. They don't have the resources to maybe drop $2,000, $5,000, going to a functional medicine clinic, whatever that may be. We want to offer you that information and education to spend time with us, and not only from just a practitioner of a visit, but of as a community and of accountability, of this like wellness, optimizing health, that you feel safe to ask questions for you, and all that is coming to you. And so right now we've got great deals in store from now until the beginning of the year to get in as a founding member of Restore. We would absolutely love for you guys to be a part of it. And if you want details, or if you want to be on the list, wherever you're listening to this, drop the word Restore below. We'll send you a link of everything that you need to know. If you're just curious, you want to know more, we're happy to share with you guys. Again, just drop Restore below. If you're watching us or listening to us in your ears on the podcast and you're cooking dinner or you're out for a nice walk, then on the way back, just send a quick message to either Dr. Heidi or myself, ask about Restore, and we'd love to have you a part of it with us.
Yeah, come join us. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. All right. Well, have a fantastic day, everyone, and go check all your scents.
Yep. Be well.
Be well. Till next time.
Bye-bye.